The American Conference Championship is one of the more interesting championship games to monitor. North Texas has had an awesome season led by their high powered offense, and they are going to be taking on Tulane, who has run this conference for a few years. Not only is there a college football playoff spot on the line, but it could be the last time both of these coaches coach their respective programs. So there's a lot to break down, and I'm really excited to get into it. But before we do, I'd love to hear from you guys. Who do you think is going to come out in this game and win? What do you think the final score will be? Would love to hear from you guys down in the comments section below. But guys, let's not waste another second. Let's go ahead and kick this off, starting off with Tulane, who, led by head coach John Summerall, they've had a very productive season, going 11-1 with their only loss coming on the road against Ole Miss. This is just one of the more well-balanced rosters in all of college football. They lost Darian Minsott to the portal, but they ended up going out and bringing in Jake Retzlaff from BYU, who's having a really strong season. He's thrown for 14 touchdowns at the time of recording this video, with over 2,500 yards, but I think where Retzlaff is the most dangerous for this Tulane team is on the ground. This is a team that has really tapped into the quarterback run game, where Retzlaff leads the team with over 600 rushing yards this season. They have really tapped into his ability on the ground, and the RPO game has been a huge part of this Tulane offense, with running back Javin Gordon also having a pretty strong season as well. This is a Tulane offense that spreads the ball around. They've got a bunch of different playmakers in Omari Hayes and Shaz Preston and Bryce Bohannon that they all can make plays with the ball in their hands. All of them have over 400 receiving yards, and they just love to spread the love around. Now, I think if there is a weakness here for Tulane, it is going to be on the defensive side of the ball. They've got some unique players. Santana Hopper's having a really strong season with over 30 pressures. They brought in Mo Westmoreland, who's had a bit of a quiet season for them. They are a team that have players that I think can get after the quarterback, but they have struggled against high-powered offenses all season long. When they faced UTSA, they had a really tough performance. They struggled against Duke at points. Obviously, they allowed 45 points against Ole Miss. This is a team that has allowed more than 30 points on 4 different occasions this season, and I think that could be the kryptonite of this Tulane team. They have struggled with coverage on the back end, and while I like some of the pieces in terms of their pass rush, and I think they are a very good team at defending the run, which I do think is going to be very important, there are still some question marks on the defensive side of the ball that I do think we need some answers to. Now, on the North Texas side of things, I think it's a very similar story, but I will say this. Their offense is maybe the most electric in college football. They have scored 50 in the last 3 of their games. They have put up over 50 points on 6 different occasions this season. This is an offense that is very spread offense, vertical passing game, and head coach Eric Morris has been unbelievable at getting the most out of this roster. And it starts with their quarterback, Drew Mestemaker, who, if they aren't able to retain him, I think is going to be one of the biggest losses in college football, because this is a player that has everything you want in a starting quarterback. He has an incredible arm. The accuracy has been on point for him, and he's just the type of guy that you want to root for. Didn't start in high school, has 29 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions this season, 24 big-time throws. This is a guy that can put the ball on a platter for his receivers, and they are eating this year. Wyatt Young has over 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. He has been a huge piece. Cameron Dorner has almost 800 yards for this team. And like we talked about with Tulane, they spread the ball around. This team, though, has an identity. They have a number one, and they are able to push the ball vertically in ways that I don't think Tulane is able to. But it isn't just the passing game that has been so good for North Texas. Their true freshman running back, Caleb Hawkins, is one of the best running backs in the entire country, quite frankly. 1,200 yards, 23 touchdowns as a true freshman, averaging almost 5 yards after contact per attempt, 78 missed tackles forced. This is a guy that is so difficult to bring down. He's elusive in the open field, and he takes care of the football with just one fumble this season. He is going to be the difference maker in this game for North Texas, I believe. They're going to want to pass the ball vertically, but you're not going to be able to do that if Tulane is dropping more guys back into coverage. We mentioned Tulane is very good against the run. I think they have to be able to stop Caleb Hawkins early and often in this one, because over the last 4, he has been unbelievable. 186 yards and 4 touchdowns against Temple, 197 yards and 4 touchdowns against Navy, 189 yards and 5 touchdowns against UAB, and 3 more touchdowns against Rice. This is a guy who has 16 touchdowns in his last 4 games. So I think that is the X factor for Tulane in this game. Can you stop Caleb Hawkins on early downs and force them into more drop back passing situations? Force Drew Mestamaker to make a play. Let your pass rushers tee off, get after the quarterback. I think that has to be the game plan if you are Tulane, is to get the ball into or out of Caleb Hawkins' hands. And if you're North Texas, you want to run the ball. You can open up the play action passing game. You can make plays that way. I think it's all going to come down to this matchup here, is Tulane's run defense against Caleb Hawkins. Now, on North Texas' defensive side of the ball, similarly, they also have had some struggles at point. I don't really feel that this team has a consistent pass rushing threat, but they have been very good at defending against the run this year, which once again, I think is going to be important for North Texas. We know Tulane wants to run the ball with Jake Retzlaff and their running backs. So if North Texas is able to stop the running game early, I think that can allow Jake Retzlaff to drop back and pass, where he's had a solid season, but I think they'd much rather win the game with his legs. I think this is a really fun matchup, to be completely honest. I think this is one that a lot of people are going to sleep on, but there are a lot of X's and O's things to really watch out for. I think there is a lot of NFL talent in this game, and I'm really excited to watch it. Ultimately, though, we have to pick a winner, and I've been on the North Texas train all season long. I think their offense is one of the most well-oiled machines in college football. They are going to have Eric Morris coaching this game, which I think is a big boost. But with Drew Mestamaker's arm talent, even if Tulane is able to stop the run game, I don't think they have the coverage players on the back end to stop this vertical passing game. I think Wyatt Young could have a really big day for this team because he has been a huge difference maker all season long. I am going to take North Texas to win this game. Now, I do think it is going to be a close matchup. I think Tulane is going to be able to get after Mestamaker at times, but ultimately I think that North Texas is going to win this game and clinch a spot in the college football playoffs. My final score prediction is going to be 31-21 in favor of North Texas, and I think it's going to be a really fun matchup with whoever they get in the playoff to see this high-powered offense against a Power 4 team. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Who do you think is going to come out on top in this game? Who do you have winning? Leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.